Hi everyone, I'm Karen MacNeil, author of the Wine Bible and editor of the digital newsletter Wine Speed. And this is The Champagne Life, a series of fast, fun videos brought to you by the Champagne Bureau. A glass of cold champagne sounds good to me anytime, but in August when it's hot outside, that glass of champagne sounds indispensable. I especially love very, very, very dry champagnes this time of year. Something about the wine's freshness and raciness and briskness and cool energy is a fantastic antidote to a hot night. The first champagnes in the 16th and 17th centuries were sweet wines often drunk as or with dessert. The sweetness also covered up the tartness of those early champagnes. But as viticultural techniques improved in the Champagne region, the grapes could be harvested riper, and that led to an evolving desire for drier and drier champagne wines that could also be drunk as aperitifs, as well as with a meal. First came half-dry champagnes, demi-sec. When these proved successful, producers began making sec or dry champagnes. These were, of course, fairly sweet by today's standards. By the 1840s, some countries like Great Britain began to request even drier champagnes, and champagne producers responded with extra dry champagne. Ultimately, an even drier version of champagne called Brut was made, which is how Brut turns out to be drier than extra dry. But the movement toward drier champagnes wasn't over yet. From the 1840s on, several firms began to experiment making bone-dry champagne wines. Today, the styles of champagne that have been growing the fastest over the last decade are the very driest of all, Brut Nature and Extra Brut. Brut Nature is less than 0.3% sugar. Extra Brut is less than 0.6%. That's about as bone dry as any wine could get. To give you a comparison, most cola clocks in at about 11% sugar. So 0.3 is very dry indeed. I find that now in hot August, Brut Nature and Extra Brut champagnes are vividly refreshing because of their absolute dryness. You can also taste the wine's pure minerally flavors perfectly. Today I have two grower champagnes as examples. The A. Margaigne Extra Brut is a premier cru made from Chardonnay grapes. Grown on the Montagne de Reims, Arnaud Margaigne is the fourth generation of his family to own the estate and to make wines that are prized for their distinctiveness. And this is the Pierre Gimonet Premier Cru Brut Extra. The Gimonet champagnes are from the Côte des Blancs and are also entirely Chardonnay. This wine is from north-facing vineyards, and it has a most crunchy acidity and a ravishing aerial lightness. Thanks for joining me. See you next month. I'm Karen MacNeil. And if you'd like to learn more about Champagne, take the region's online course. Go to www.champagne-mooc.com.